This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us. After a very warm day, there's a chance for severe weather tonight.
There's an alert day in the forecast for showers, thunderstorms, possible hail tonight. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary.
Things are pretty quiet across southern Wisconsin. We haven't seen much in the way of thunderstorm activity yet around our area, but let's take a look first of all at the alert day that we have in the forecast for an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm with hail and lightning being the main threats. The Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms north of Madison, a marginal risk elsewhere. But right now, most of the thunderstorm activity is in the cooler air to the north of La Crosse over toward Black River Falls, and much of southern Wisconsin right now is rain-free. But there is a wind shift line that's starting to drop southwestward from Milwaukee toward the Madison area. You can see the winds shifting from the southwest, from Dane County to the south and west to the northeast for areas north and northeast of Madison. And the difference in temperatures is pretty striking. 80 right now in Monroe, 82 in Janesville, but only 47 in Milwaukee. So that boundary may become the focus for some thunderstorms later on tonight. Right now we're looking for a low of about 48. Tomorrow just a few scattered showers possible. High temperature at 63. Later on I'll take a look at a forecast that includes more rain chances next week.
If you need a COVID-19 vaccine, you can head to the Alliant Energy Center right now. No appointment required.
Madeline O'Neill is live there with what you should know and why Public Health Madison and Dane County is opening things up. Maddie?
Well, vaccinations are still going on here tonight. About one more hour. They close at 7. We're actually in front of the parking lot where cars go for people to wait after their shot for that 15 minutes. And things have been fairly slow today, so the process is moving pretty quickly. And today is the first day that people can come by and get a vaccine without an appointment. Now, you can drive up, bike up, or walk up, and staff will direct you from there. Public Health says the change comes because supply is beginning to outweigh demand for the first time. Of course, a big change from what we've seen in the past. Though, of course, you can now drop in for a vaccine. Appointments are still recommended, and there are plenty available in the coming days. Coming up on News 3 Now at 10, we'll talk more about this entire process.
Maddie, thank you. Starting tomorrow at the Alliant Energy Center, the Johnson & Johnson vaccines will resume. A Public Health Madison-Dane County spokesperson says they're moving forward with the one-dose shot based on a recommendation from DHS. But so far, the DHS website does not have updated guidance on use of that vaccine. Federal regulators lifted the pause on the vaccine due to those very rare blood clots on Friday. If you're still on the fence about getting a vaccine, the latest research from the CDC and other research studies shows a stark difference between those who've gotten the shot and those who have not. For people who are not vaccinated, 1 in 10 are infected with COVID, 1 in 56 cases end in death. For people who do get the shot, 1 in 10,000 are infected, 1 in a million have died from COVID-19.
I think sometimes we underestimate as individuals, say, oh, well, I'm healthy, I'm not going to be negatively impacted if I do get infected. Those numbers would suggest that's not uniformly true. And when you compare that to the serious adverse event rate from a COVID-19 vaccination, which I think sometimes gets overestimated or overemphasized, you're talking about less than 0.1%.
The Milwaukee Bucks and Milwaukee Health Department are partnering to bring a mobile vaccination site to the Fiserv Forum. All fans who are attending Sunday's game and are 16 or older can receive their first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. The vaccination clinic is located in the Panorama Club upstairs at the Fiserv Forum. It opens at 1 p.m., tip is at 2:30, and shots will be available until the game ends. The health department will help with scheduling the second dose. Across Wisconsin, health officials confirm 815 new COVID cases today. That's more than double yesterday's case count. The 7-day rolling average has remained about the same at 604. 17 more people have died and 100 more people have been hospitalized in the past 24 hours.
We're moving closer to a third of eligible Wisconsinites being fully vaccinated. 42% have received at least one dose. In Dane County, almost 42% of eligible people are fully vaccinated. 58% have gotten at least one dose. The small white card you get after your first COVID shot is not a souvenir. It's an important document. It's something that could become even more important in your day-to-day life in the future.
Amanda Quintana looked into how to safeguard it and why you might want to avoid doing what many people have already done with it. Amanda?
Yes, well, we don't use the card too often right now, but eventually in the future, you could need to show it to get into concerts or into buildings. So it's important to keep it safe if that ends up happening.
Requirements for vaccination are sort of happening at sort of larger levels. So, for example, the Buffalo Bills requiring vaccination for fans to attend a game. Colleges and universities around the country are making such announcements. I'm not seeing that so much at the local level.
While the World Health Organization and federal government try to work out what a vaccination passport might look like, that card you were given after your shot is your only physical proof.
Keep it in a drawer. Keep it in the same place, maybe where you keep your passport, your Social Security card, any other sort of documents you don't want to lose.
Right now, you don't need to show that card on a normal day, but epidemiologist Jay Sethi says that could eventually become a requirement to enter some restaurants or even hotels.
I think people who run businesses are looking for that precedent to be set at the upper levels.
Stores like Staples and Office Depot are offering to laminate your card for free, but Sethi recommends you don't do that since you could need to add more to it.
In the future, if we are going to be boosting, and that's a big if right now, you'll want that card unlaminated so that a vaccinator can put on there record of your next shot in case you need one.
Sethi says treat it like your ID. You wouldn't want to post a picture of that on social media, and if you lost it, you're in luck. Wisconsin keeps lifetime immunization records online, where you can look yourself up and get a new one.
It takes time to get a replacement. It's also a little bit of a pain, and that's why it's a good idea that when you get your vaccination card, make multiple copies.
There are fake vaccination cards being sold online. It is illegal to have one of those, and that's another reason why you don't want to put a picture of yours on social media. It makes it easier for someone to also steal your identity.
Amanda, thank you.
And new information tonight. Officials say the 19-year-old accused in a double homicide in Madison from last March has signed a plea agreement. Elijah LaRue, charged with 2 counts of party to the crime of first-degree intentional homicide. He's expected to plead guilty next month to amend charges. LaRue is accused of helping kill the parents of his friend Kari Sanford's girlfriend after a dispute over COVID-19 restrictions. Sanford allegedly fired the shots that killed Dr. Beth Potter and her husband, Robin Kari.
Developing tonight, the Wisconsin Department of Justice is leading a statewide initiative to review reports of clergy and faith leader abuse. This will happen with the support of district attorneys, survivor groups, and crime victim services professionals.
I would like to say to survivors of clergy and faith leader abuse, we hear you, we know how important this is, and the Wisconsin Department of Justice is committed to pursuing accountability and to working to prevent future cases from happening.
The review will include 2 parts, requesting and reviewing documents produced by dioceses and religious orders, and asking anyone with knowledge of abuse to contact the DOJ. Survivors, their friends and family, or anyone who has information about the church's response to abuse are encouraged to make a report online at supportsurvivors.wi.doj.gov or by calling the number on your screen. And we do have all this information online at channel3000.com. The Diocese of Madison released a statement in response that says it will review the Attorney General's upcoming request as soon as it is received. The statement says the diocese takes the issue of sexual abuse of minors very seriously and, based on its own ongoing initiative, remains vigilantly committed to providing healing to any victims and their families.
Governor Evers signs a bipartisan bill that makes it easier for emergency responders suffering from PTSD to file workers' comp claims. Right now, to make a claim, police and firefighters have to show they're suffering more emotional strain and stress than the day-to-day tensions they normally feel. Under this bill, responders diagnosed with PTSD by a psychiatrist or psychologist only need to show they're suffering by what's called a preponderance of the evidence, which means establishing there is a 50% probability that a claim is true.
In 2014, I fell deeper and deeper to the point where I was at a house fire, which I would normally be adrenaline and be eager to work. And I stood there just wanting to go back to the station. I didn't have the love, I didn't have the passion for the job.
The bill guarantees up to 32 weeks of compensation, allows responders to make only 3 of these types of claims in their lifetime.
Coming up later at 6, the CDC has released new guidance for vaccinated people when it comes to wearing masks outdoors. We'll hear from City of Madison Park staff about how this will impact events this summer. Stay with us.
Create the perfect outdoor living space with help from Menards. Get big savings on outdoor lighting, flooring, decor, and more. Indoor-outdoor carpet is perfect for sunrooms, porches, and decks. It's affordable and easy to install, so you can update your space quickly. All indoor-outdoor carpet is 11% off. Liven up your space with this indoor-outdoor color-changing LED rope light. Save 11% on all rope lights and decorative lighting now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time. Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
Here at Weedman Lawn Care, we believe that your lawn should be a place where memories are made, a source of pride, relaxation, and fun for the whole family. That's why we proudly offer a child and pet-friendly program, so you can enjoy a healthier, greener, weed-free lawn without sacrificing peace of mind.
Our program offers effective, targeted weed control, and our golf course quality fertilizer creates a beautiful outdoor space. Don't your kids and grandkids deserve a Weedman lawn? Trust the lawn care experts. Trust Weedman.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Demolition has started at Westgate Mall on Madison's near west side, part of a redevelopment there. The site will be home to over 400 new homes for Dane County residents, including units for seniors and affordable housing. There's also a proposal for a large commercial or medical building in the corner of that site. Westgate Mall closed its doors in March of last year after years of vacancy problems and declining foot traffic. The aviation event that draws hundreds of thousands of people to Oshkosh is returning this summer. Organizers of EAA Air Venture had to cancel last year due to the pandemic. Now this year, masks are strongly recommended if attendees are unable to socially distance. The convention runs July 26th through August 1st.
The Overture Center is celebrating a big milestone today, hosting its first public event in more than a year. The Overture has been partnering with the Red Cross on blood drives since 2015. In times of crisis, there's always a need for blood donations, and fewer people have been donating during the pandemic.
We also thought it was really important to host something that supports the healthcare workers and people that have been impacted by this illness, as well as many others. And so this is a wonderful opportunity for us to give back to the community.
She says a lot of donors were happy to have the chance to get inside the Overture again. This was the first event to happen here since March 13th of last year. Performances are scheduled to return in the fall. We'll be right back.
Tonight on CBS, it's a night of suspense, beginning with NCIS, followed by FBI and FBI Most Wanted. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
Ooh, how much are these?
2 as low as $59.95.
I'll take them all. I'll mark them up at least 10 times.
I'm sorry, but your card was declined.
Unbeatable selection without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95.
Bad sleep. One night on the road and we already need a chiropractor.
You know, RV sleep doesn't have to be bad sleep. With Denver Mattresses RV lineup. Made in the USA with 3 levels of comfort, these mattresses are designed to fit your RV sleeping space. Choose in-store pickup or have it delivered wherever you happen to be. And rest easy knowing it's backed by our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Get superior rest and comfort on the road. Only at Denver Mattress.
After 3 decades in business on Madison's west side, Capital Car Cleaners has opened up a second location on Madison's east side. To celebrate, we're offering all our customers $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. We detail all cars, pickups, SUVs, motorcycles, and full-size vans. Call today to set up an appointment at our new location on Lean Road or our classic location on Watts Road and get $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail.
Capital Car Cleaners, auto detailing at its best.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum.
And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
Only my good side. How was Stanton Optical? Terrible?
It was the best experience. I got a same-day eye exam and just picked up my new glasses.
Cut! We can't use this one either.
Walk-in eye exams without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam, as low as $59.95.
The CDC says people who are fully vaccinated can take their masks off at small outdoor gatherings. If you have not been fully vaccinated, health officials say you still need to wear one. Regardless of if you've gotten the shot or not, CDC officials recommend avoiding medium to large gatherings. If you do go to a crowded outdoor event, the CDC recommends wearing a mask even if you've had the vaccine. With updated mask guidelines and the return of summer-like temperatures, many people are ready for outdoor life to return to something more normal.
But Dane County still has some of the strictest public health guidelines in the state. Christina Laurie explains how the city of Madison is working within those limits to safely bring back an upcoming tradition.
Ride the Drive is one of those events that is so uniquely Madison. Every June, the city shuts down John Nolan to cars and opens it up to bikes. While that exactly won't happen this year, Ride the Drive will go on.
We knew we wanted to do Ride the Drive, but we didn't want the numbers that Ride the Drive typically brings.
Ann Shea from Madison City Parks wanted the event, but not the crowds.
Upwards of 7, 9, 10,000 people.
So in the name of social distancing, she's reinventing Ride the Drive, scheduled for Sunday, June 6th, spreading it throughout the city. This year, the ride will happen at 4 Madison parks: Warner in the north, Wingra in the west, Marlboro in the south, and Kennedy circling through Heritage Heights in the east. In compliance with the new CDC guidelines, masks will not be required, except
when they can't socially distance.
We're ready for this to be done, too.
Brenda Klon, an infection preventionist from SSM, says the CDC's new no masks outside guidelines are welcome news nationally, but they're nothing really new here.
I think the message is still the same in a lot of ways. You know, it depends on how close you are to other people, how well you know your group. Are others vaccinated?
5 recent studies from the National Library of Medicine show less than 10% of COVID infections start outside. But even outdoors, the risk is not zero, and with variants on the rise.
We are still seeing new cases of coronavirus. We are still seeing patients dying. It's not over yet.
So be cautious, use common sense, and remember that even though masks may no longer be required outside by the county or even recommended outside by the CDC, different organizations have different guidelines, like the Dane County Farmers Market, which as of now still requires you to wear a mask outside. Reporting in Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
And you can find more information on this year's Ride the Drive and maps of the 4 different routes on our website, channel3000.com. Well, we got a chance for some showers and thunderstorms tonight. Gary's here with our full forecast.
Well, as we check out 3 things you need to know in the forecast, expect some thunderstorm chances tonight. There could be an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm with hail being the main threats, but we will turn cooler beginning tomorrow and lasting through Friday with high temperatures dropping back into the lower 60s after seeing a couple of days with high temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s for many of us. And then we'll see mild weather weather return for the weekend with high temperatures back into the 70s by Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures right now have a pretty big contrast across southern Wisconsin. Near the Wisconsin-Illinois state line, temperatures are right around 80 degrees. Janesville still at 82. Madison has started to cool off, and that's because we're starting to see a wind shift to the northeast. And north of Madison, the winds have generally been out of the northeast, so temperatures range from the upper 50s and low 60s north of the Dells to around 80 in Madison. But closer to Lake Michigan, you add in the lake cooling, and Milwaukee's dropped to 47 degrees, and temperatures are in the mid-50s as far inland as Waukesha. So you can see that wind shift right in here, just about ready to reach Madison, and then extending westward right along the Wisconsin River. So north of the Wisconsin River, northeast of Madison, that wind shift to the northeast has taken place, and eventually all of us will see our wind shift to the northeast, and we'll turn cooler for tomorrow. On high-resolution Doppler radar, nothing happening across southern Wisconsin right now. That wind shift kind of showing up right here as a little line of echoes, not rain or anything, but that's the wind shift moving toward Janesville and Madison. To the north, there are some stronger thunderstorms across parts of west central Wisconsin into southeastern Minnesota and northwestern Iowa. Not a lot of lightning there, but there is more shower activity starting to develop across northern Wisconsin, and this is in the cooler air up to the north. So the severe weather threat, I think, is pretty low. The Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms north of Madison, a marginal risk elsewhere. Again, hail is the main threat here. We're not looking for wind or tornadoes or anything like that because most of the thunderstorm activity is occurring in the cooler air where the atmosphere is a little more stable near the ground. The rainfall we could use. The rain and thunderstorms tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday will probably only add up to about a quarter to a half inch generally across southern Wisconsin. But as we head into the early parts of next week, more showers and thunderstorms are expected. That could bring us up to about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rain over the next 10 days. We normally get about 1/10 of an inch per day on average here, so at this point, that's about average at best, maybe even below average precipitation. Temperatures right now range from the 30s up near Lake Superior to the 80s across far southern Wisconsin. That's a pretty big temperature contrast. But tomorrow, the cooler air takes hold. Wind shift to the north and northeast, high temperature at 63. On future track, shower and thunderstorm chances tonight, low temperatures upper 40s. Tomorrow, just a slight chance for a shower during the day with highs in the lower 60s. A chance of a shower tomorrow night into early on Thursday morning, and then Thursday look for high in the middle 60s. Might see a shower or thunderstorm pop up late in the day, but those rainfall amounts pretty spotty and generally pretty light. 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures warm up for the weekend, some thunderstorms early next week, and then a warm up at the end of next week.
The coolest thing that I've noticed through this entire process is how much it means to other small school linemen.
From Senior Bowl legend to a D3 inspiration, why the latter is the best part to Quinn Miners as he prepares for the NFL Draft. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Wilde East Towne Honda is Wisconsin's Dealer of the Year. Save with 0% financing for up to 60 months on over 400 new Hondas at Wilde East Towne Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we always offer genuine value on the things you need. So during our big spring sale, you know the savings will be huge. Right now, shop great deals on Scott's products, like Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food, just $32.99. Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action, $62.99. And get Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed for only $46.99. Plus, as a Blaine's Rewards member, get a free $15 gift card when you spend $75 on Scott's products.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Americans have been cutting the lawn for 100 years, but with TurfBot's mowing service, the future of mowing is now. Our quiet, all-electric robotic mowers work around the clock to keep your lawn trimmed 24/7. That means less time spent mowing and more time spent enjoying. Equipped with LED headlights, auto-stop sensors, and anti-theft GPS devices, our mowers run safely with no supervision. Come home to a freshly mowed lawn every day for as little as $24 a week. Call today to request your free demo or get a quote. TurfBot.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
What kind of beef did the best steakhouses serve? Meet the facts. Fact: the best steakhouses serve prime beef. And Hy-Vee has prime reserve beef. So you can get steakhouse quality right in your own backyard from Hy-Vee. If you want to know who's passionate about prime beef, get the facts at meetthefacts.hyvee.com.
At Wilde East Towne Honda, lease a new Civic for $189. That's $189 and absolutely zero due at signing. Save on over 400 new Hondas at Wilde East Towne Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Hi, folks. Wednesday on News 3 Now this morning, a pickleball project. Why a group is working to make the sport more accessible to people in the 608. And Chris Reese tells us if our taste of summer heat is here to stay. We'll see you starting at 4:30.
With Corey Lindsley gone, the Packers need a center. Enter Quinn Miners. Now, if it were that simple, right? But it's not a total stretch. The UW Whitewater product is projected to be taken on the second day of the NFL draft, and Green Bay does have 10 picks to use. Now, Miners went from off everyone's radar to on everybody's in a week at the Senior Bowl, and now the D3 standout has become an inspiration to other linemen from small schools.
The amount of following that I've increased that have reached out to me, with messages and stuff, are a lot of small school linemen. And they're like, man, you're such an inspiration. And that's the coolest part of this entire thing is to, for my inspiration, was coming from guys, like JJ Watt and guys like that. So now to be in that, position for small school people is really cool.
One guy who a lot of people thought wouldn't be back with the Pack was Kevin King, but the franchise re-signed the Green Bay cornerback back in March after a year where he couldn't stay healthy, and his last game was one to forget. And for the first time since the re-signing, Brian Gutekunst let us in on the why.
We were able, to get him back, and I was super pleased with it. I mean, he obviously Kevin's had his ups and downs with his injury history here, but he's played a lot of good ball for us, and we're better with him on the field than we would be without him.
It appears that the only thing that can slow down the Badger softball team is COVID-19. Wisconsin's 4-game series against Minnesota this weekend has been called off because of positive tests within the UW program. The Badgers have won 10 of their last 12 games, and we're coming off their second ever series win in Lincoln. Wisconsin's next series is at Michigan State, starting on May 7th. And Thursday is a pretty big one for Jordan Hahn. The former Badger golfer will make his PGA Tour debut in the Valspar Championship after qualifying for the event on Monday. Hahn will tee off at 1:17 Central Time down in Florida. During his time at Wisconsin, Hahn tore up the links. He holds the program's scoring record. Gary, pretty beautiful day to hit the links today around here.
Yeah, as long as you're driving with the wind at your back, though. And those winds are shifting. Up to the north, in the cooler air, we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms. But that wind shift now starting to cause temperatures to drop in the 50s to our east, 60s to our north. But to the south, that wind shift, temperatures are still in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Look for a low tonight of 48 as the wind shift to the northeast for everybody. And we'll see some showers or a thunderstorm chance, maybe even an isolated strong thunderstorm. Tomorrow's high 63, just a slight chance for a shower, and then those temperatures warm up toward the next weekend.
Gary, thanks. Be back.